Okay, well, it is episode 42 of Inane Blather.
42.
The episode, the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's the answer, and what's the question?
It's everything. It's the ultimate question. The question of life and the universe and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is, how many roads must a man walk down?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, 42.
But yeah, it's Inane Blather. You know what it is.
Yeah, what's up, nerds, if you get that reference?
Yeah. And it is exactly what the title says. It's Inane Blather. It is the only show you want to listen to when
you're pooping the bed.
And it's absolutely lit.
This is absolutely lit.
And also, it is hosted by...
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
That was a little loud. I forgot I turned it up earlier. So
It really was.
In your face.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hope that this is all going better. Shortening these episodes a little bit. I still have to kind of get on track in terms of uploading. I feel like I've kind of dug myself a hole.
Doug.
Unintended.
Nice. Oh, man.
Oh,
You're on fire.
No, but by making myself write a new piece of music every episode. So now, I mean, I'm just going to have to accept the fact that they're going to be more low effort as we go along. But sometimes it's like...
Low effort is better than no effort,
I need to
right?
put the
You're still
episode
doing
together. Yeah. Well, it's like, and I just have to do it. That's the thing. I'll be like, okay, I can literally go out there and do the episode right now, or I could do these things on my list and do the dishes and laundry. And I'll do the dishes and laundry and watch The Sopranos and not feel creative at all. So it's like, I don't even want to go out there and sit and stare at the screen, or I'm just going to fart out something on the keyboard and hate it. And it's like,
You're going to be pooping the bed?
Should just do that, you know?
The American people are tired of women.
I don't know what that was about. So.
Just trying something new. It's kind of avant-garde.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Okay, I will. So, but hopefully keeping it a little shorter, and then me getting it out more often, even though that usually gets me in trouble when I'm off and getting it out. You took it out. I've had Seinfeld on the mind now. But,
yes, I see that.
But yeah, and we have a few things that we're going to do different as well. First off, how's your day? How's everything going? We don't talk to each other very much outside of the podcast now. We started doing the podcast because we talked like every day, all day long.
And now it's, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a long time. I have so many unread texts, and I have so many friends. Ooh, oh my God, it's so hard. No, I mean,
it's not from having friends. It's from like not checking it anymore because you're depressed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just really, really busy.
49 unread messages. Well, now it's just too many. I just throw my phone away.
Overwhelmed. Yeah. Yeah, when you think about throwing your phone out the window and just leaving the state and never coming back, is that depression? No. No.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I've been very busy. Work is, exactly. My job is kind of demanding, and things are, all of that is like a good thing, but sometimes,
it's a good thing.
you ever
have
heard
a job
of this
like
thing
a
called...
bitch wife, because it's demanding. And it's keeping you from speaking to your friends. No. Separating you from your family. No, but anyway.
I also, I have several partners. Like I have
Yeah, you're a lawyer, right?
Yeah. it's
This is
Morgan
big time
Allen
stuff.
and Dawkins. Yeah. Yeah, just polyamory is, I mean, like I said, imagine having 3 partners.
Yeah,
or
fuck
whatever.
that.
People.
I remember
No,
talking
it's
to Zach
incredible.
about
They're
that.
amazing. I love them.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's just too much work.
They're amazing.
It's too much work to like be my own partner. Like, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just kind of remember. It's like, oh yeah, I'm already in the shower. It's been like 3 weeks. No. But it's like, let alone like texting someone good morning every day and then doing that like to 3 people. Like, no, I know.
But they're
I'm just
already
kidding.
like my friends. But but exactly, yeah. It's like a very like high reward from it, but
Sure.
like you have to
Too much
put in
maintenance.
like high effort. Yeah,
I look
for
at
sure.
people
And
like they're machines, so a relationship just takes ongoing maintenance, and I don't have
Oil
enough.
changes.
I don't have enough literal or emotional lubricant to keep polyamory going.
yeah, or a community, because the community over here, the people I know, they're amazing. I love. I mean, you've met all the people in my life. They're incredible. I'm so incredibly grateful
I have met
for all of them, and I'm
of
very
the people in your life.
all of them. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm just very busy, and it feels like I think we've talked about this, about the what it is called imposter syndrome, where people like, literally, the way I was talking about myself yesterday, I was like, I feel like I'm not really this person that's, I'm not who people think I am, that I'm not, my friends are like, you're amazing and you do this and you do that, and I'm like, I feel like it's fake.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm actually doing it. I do
you're
have a
feeling
podcast with my brother. I have,
but
or-
like subconsciously, so it's like, wow, that can't.
or like
really
I could do
be-
more.
Can't really be.
Like I could be better is what I really feel
that.
like. It's like I could do more and be better, and it's like not enough. Like nothing's ever enough, and it feels like I should do more. And so I'm not that person that can do more or can even keep this up. Like, am I keeping it together? But then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. And people in my life are incredibly supportive of me and like admire and respect and love me and all these things because I am doing those things that I am saying, am I doing enough? It was just, but yeah, I feel good. The weather has been
sounds nice. Sounds great. Cool. For me,
oh yeah, loving supporting community.
yeah, and feeling like you're doing enough, and it isn't time inevitably slipping by away from you, and blurring away as your children grow up, and the weeds also grow in your yard. And time keeps on slipping into the future.
Ooh, write that down.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Natalie.
Yeah, for me, I mean...
Yeah, how are you?
For me, any sort of... I mean, polyamory, for me, the entire extent of it would just be...
Wingus, dingus, listen up.
Are you Wingus or Dingus?
I'm Zach. Yeah. No, definitely. Just because I want to...
Wear a velour
I was going to
suit.
say, I'm the one who wears the velour in this relationship.
The velour skirt.
Yeah. And white gloves. That's totally me. No, I've been all right. Yeah, actually, today, it was funny. Today, it was honestly like a really annoying kind of crazy morning at work. Like the whole first half of the day was just one thing after another. I was getting like mad at one point, and I was just like, whatever. Like, it's just a work day. It is what it is. And then by the time everything evened out, and it was the afternoon, and it was perfect. It was 81 degrees and sunny and completely clear blue sky, and woo boy, although it's going to be like 96 in a few days.
Too
It's
hot.
like,
It's supposed to be 90
man.
here on Monday. What the fuck? It's like
That's
it's supposed to be
coming
in like
over
the
here.
50s.
I think
The
it'll
60s.
drop back down again, but it's like, I'm missing any chance of like open screen door weather here.
But also here, these nice days have been incredible, but we're supposed to be getting like rain. We really need rain to sustain us through, the summertime. And then it gets so incredibly dry that the fires get really bad, and the weather's really, really
frightful.
nice. And it was like 74 degrees today and sunny.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. Woo. Yeah. Yes. And all the flowers
Natalie.
are blooming. Lilacs everywhere. I'm standing at these front doors.
Yeah.
It's like perfume in the air.
I
around
just
me.
brought
It's
that
incredible.
up the other day. I was like, oh, lilac season. I have quite a few lilacs in my yard. Yeah, it's one thing. The flowers, and I've had some good flowers growing in my yard. I've done a couple little bouquets. I brought Renee like a really nice one a few weeks ago, actually, that were really good. And then just the other day, randomly, I was like, you know what? I cleaned up a little jar and I cut some lilacs and some of the phlox that I have growing around that smells so good. And something else. Oh, I have. I don't even know. I thought there were other tulips in front of my house, but they're not. They're these little, like, spiky, bald flowers, really pretty, bright, purple, and put a couple of those in there. And I took it to work and I gave it to this lady that I got a thing for, and she, So I was like, hey, you know what? You look like. I think you deserve some flowers. So she liked them. I said at the least.
That's really.
I was like, at the least, I don't know how long these will last. Hopefully, these will last okay in the jar for the day at least. I was
lilacs?
like, but it's gonna smell. Yeah, they fall out. But
like the day, they last like one day.
The phlox can last a little bit, and I was like, at least it's gonna smell really good today. And she said it smelled really nice. So
yeah, and they look so pretty. I've made an arrangement with lilacs, but they die
wiped
immediately.
the drool. I was like you smell good. And she's like, ugh, and like peeled out in her car when she was driving away. I was like, damn it, what did I do wrong? But yeah. As long as the Lakers can win Game 6, I'm going to be pretty happy. So, because
that's all it takes. Your happiness hinges on the Lakers winning Game 6.
Yeah.
I think that seems like a healthy, approach towards like mental, health and happiness.
I hope you're not being sarcastic, because there's nothing else to live for in this hellish facade that we call life on Earth. No, but no, I'm saying everything else is coming along. We got beautiful days. Flowers are blooming. Yes. My willow tree is looking beautiful. Trump just lost $5 million and lost
I haven't
a
heard
civil
anything
case
about what's going on.
that says that he's literally a rapist. So,
which we all knew.
And
so he gained 3 million more supporters. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like he even said afterwards, he's like, see, and then my poll numbers went up. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a correlation there. It's more of just a
Ew.
It doesn't do anything.
Said that?
Oh, because he still says it's a complete hoax anyway. He doesn't care if he loses the case. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what? Okay, here's one thing there's things in the deposition tape. So you haven't listened to it, but there's like
I have only seen like one part of it.
And some of it's boring, but one part, like, it was just making me remember things that happened during the Trump presidency. Or I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that happened. And then the second that I thought of that, I was like, yeah, of course that happened. He got impeached for it. The Ukraine call and stuff. I was like,
oh my
good
God,
Christ! I hadn't even thought about it.
Anytime if anyone says, "I'd like you to do me a favor" or something like, "Can I ask a favor?" I'm like, yeah. I always think of that. That's now like cemented in my brain. That phrase,
sure.
I'd like you to do me a favor, though.
But he brought it up with when the opposing counsel was asking him like, yeah, you use the term hoax quite a bit, don't you? And he's like, yeah, maybe, I don't know how many times, but says you used it in reference to blank and to blank. He's like, yeah. I mean, first there was I think she asked him like, what all do you consider to be hoaxes? And so then you just open up the floor and just let him cook. And so he just goes and he just drives to the basket. Yeah. And then the Lakers lose game 6. No, but, but yeah, then he's like, well, there's the, because, man, I wish I remembered more of it. But he brought up, Russia. And then he said something, and then he was like, and then Ukraine. And that's the thing. I was like, Ukraine, like what? I was like, oh God, that's right. He got impeached for Ukraine. It's like, I forgot there was something happening there before there was a war. But
and the way that he says it, Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine, it's like no one said, I mean, Russia. I know that, but
yeah.
And he's like, and it's all a hoax, including this. This is a hoax. It's disgusting. And he even said, like, I wrote a couple things down just that I want to kind of reference, but you'll just be able to hear, I mean, other content creators will put it in context. I'm sure you'll come across it. You're so fucking busy all the time. But I was just listening to Vosh go through it, so it was like an hour or something. But there were multiple times where he just paused and you just hear him like, and he's like, my cheeks hurt. The ones on my face. Yeah. And it's like, I love him so much. Like, he's such an idiot. Like,
he is.
It's the whole reason.
Just like
that he was
bozo.
Well, yeah,
douchebag.
You can tell from that. That's why he was deposed instead of like he wouldn't show up. The judge even gave him time. It's like, you still have a chance. If you want to come testify on behalf of yourself, you can. He's like, no, I can't. I don't want to. And it's a hoax. And so he stayed golfing in Ireland. And then you watch the deposition. It's like, God, no wonder. Because can you imagine him being in front of a jury, even in this like civil trial? Like, so, I mean, the
only part that I saw was that he was where he's talking about, like, have you been to this department store? Because that was where this, where he raped her, but the way he's answering these questions, obviously he's trying to not give any information away, but it's like, they're asking questions like, have you been here? Did you buy gifts here for women? Like, and asking about like his, like cheating on his wife and different things like that. And the way that he would answer it is just, okay, one of the questions that got me was like, would you buy gifts for your wives like on their birthdays? And he was like, his answer was like, it's possible.
Yeah,
like he just had like no idea, like
where that was like, his answer. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like it's possible, probably. Like, okay,
he's such a vapid person. He's so like empty of any, like, you're talking about was like, are you trying to make yourself look good or bad here? You're like, of course I bought my wives gifts. I love them. I love my wives or whatever.
So that's what's funny like, is that, so if that's the only parts that you've heard, I mean, the biggest thing going around is how, okay, the lawyer totally nailed him. And it's even funnier when you hear it and you realize he doesn't even know that he just got nailed to the wall with this. So at first, like, in one part, the kind of viral part of this deposition was, just a very basic, handing him a photo, and there's E. Jean Carroll, like, do you know this woman? Do you recognize her? Because he's been saying, he's like, I don't even know who this woman is. She's a nut job. She's a wacko. Like, none of this is true. I don't even know who this is. I don't know anything. I still don't know anything about her except for what's going on right now. And that's the only reason. Yeah. And like, but at one point he's like, this is her right here, right? That's her. No. He's like, yeah. And I know who this is, pointing it out. And he was saying it was his second wife, Marla Maples. Marla, right? Yeah, Marla Maples.
Yeah.
And they're like, which one? Here? And he's like, no, right here, right here. They're like, her? And he points to it physically, and they're like, no, that's E. Jean Carroll. And no. He was saying it was E. Jean Carroll. It was
and
either
that was
way.
Marla Maples?
Either way, he mixed up E. Jean Carroll with his ex-wife. Right? Mm-hmm. So he does, and as soon as it finally gets to, he's like, well, I don't know, it's blurry. I can't see it.
Oh my God.
So, which could be true. They say that he doesn't like wearing his glasses and he can't see very well. I mean, he's an old man, and you can totally believe that. And he spends all his time
You would think that you would want to know what you're fucking doing in a deposition, though.
But either way, so he mixed up Marla Maples, his wife, with E. Jean Carroll, this person that they went over this in the deposition, how he would go out and publicly say, he's like, sorry, I know it's not politically correct, but she's not my type. You know, gross misogynist shit, right? On its own.
Fucking loser.
But he reiterates that in the deposition, and they ask him about it. Like, so you're saying, like, physically? He's like, I mean, in any way. And, like, he's trying to, like, walk around it. We're like, no, just answer the question. You mean she's not, you're not physically attracted to her, you know? He's like, yeah, no, of course. And he even turns it around on the lawyer. He's like, I mean, you either. Like, he's like, I wouldn't be, I mean, no offense to you, but you're not my type either at all. And, and like,
oh my God.
So then just a little while later, though,
even though she looks exactly like your ex-wife, evidently, because you can't tell them apart.
And he says, so you would say, I mean, she's not your type, yada, yada. This is a while after he mixed up his wife with her. And so they said, but any of your wives, all three of your wives, you'd say they're your type, right? He says, oh, of course. Yeah, of course. And it's like, so even
idiot.
if you're using that as a defense,
which is a terrible,
that you wouldn't sexually assault someone, you're using this bad defense saying, like, she's not even my type anyway, so I wouldn't rape her, you know? And it's like, except you're kind of saying you would because you got her mixed up with your wife because she's your type. And it's just like, oh my God. But it was so funny just when he starts going off, like the way that he, like, he's kind of like, being vicious in a way, and at the same time also totally bumbling, and like where it's like if you were his lawyer, like no, shut up. But
totally.
He thinks
but that's usually what his lawyers are saying.
Yeah, where but it's somehow both at the same time, like this kind of bumbling and like him being kind of
an
cutting.
arrogant oaf.
Yeah, when he just turned it around on this faceless woman. I don't know, the deposition, it just shows him answering the questions, but he's like, no one asked, bro, if you would fuck the lawyer, but you have to say, not you either.
Yeah. And this isn't about fucking, this is about raping, by the way. So you're saying that you wouldn't rape this woman to her face, which, thank you for pointing that out. Which also, just for all of our listeners, obviously, we understand that sexual attraction is not really the driving force in these cases of rape and stuff, you know, like that. That there's a lot more to it than that, and that defense is really a gross, misogynistic, obviously, viewpoint of it.
But even a threadbare defense of that, where it's like, it's the 90s with a rich idiot, where it's not like rape in terms of like a violent sexual assault. It's more like a non-consent, you just don't understand that this person's not into you, and you're a rich person who gets away with this shit. Like, then, I mean, that attraction part would play a part in it anyway, where it's like, yeah, and I tried to bang this woman, and she had no, it's like, oh, yeah, she doesn't want to fuck you. Like, even if it was just that, where it does play a part, it's like, but you're still lying somewhere anyway.
I know. He's still so stupid. Every single defense on everything, because he did it, obviously, and there is no defense. And he's just so fucking stupid.
So they replayed, too, the entire grab her by the pussy tape as part of this deposition, and they're asking him about that. And at one part, and then he's like defending it. Like, he doesn't call it a hoax, but he even said, well, so then, do you think that that's true, that that people let you do it if you're a star, and he's like, that's the way that it's gone for like the last million years. And he said, million years.
Oh my God.
I was like,
he really learned a lesson from
you're
that.
You're defending it at like it's something in human nature or something, but also that this has been a million. Yeah. Back Africanus afarensis, Astropithecus or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Afarensis.
Astropithecus. Yeah.
You just grab them.
They were doing it too, grabbing
fucking
pussies.
gorilla pussy. Back when we were sharing a common ancestor. But yeah. And he even
it was harder because our thumbs weren't fully opposable yet. So maybe that's when it started.
Yeah, you had to grab. Like that was just foreplay. I mean, that was consensual. Yeah. So I thought it would be funny too. To see how they laid that out in the New York Post. I was saying before the show, that's why I had the New York Post open, or I was looking to have it open. I had the wrong tab open. That's what happened before the show. Yep. and it was like this little sound like boing. There wasn't.
Yeah. Auga.
Yeah.
Head bonk to individuals.
And
that's us.
But even this, it's kind of telling with some of the news stories with Trump when they just they're very almost too straightforward, where it's like, okay, like it what almost it makes it even worse. But is what they say usually, but
that's how I read it.
And I just love seeing the wording sometimes. First paragraph, a video deposition of former President Donald Trump shows him mixing up his former wife, Marla Maples, with rape accuser E. Jean Carroll, clutching a photo of her and asserting, quote, "That's my wife." Like, I mean, all that's true, but it's like writing it that way. I was like, damn, like you make him look so stupid. The mistaken slip came during the 48-minute video made public Friday. Made up of clips shown to a Manhattan federal jury on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, yeah, and I don't know if you heard, but deliberation lasted 3 hours instead of like 3 days.
I did see that. It was like, duh.
It was like 30 minutes. It's like the Futurama where they all leave the jury box, and then as they're leaving, they come out through the other door. We find the defendant guilty. That's probably my favorite episode, but
that was a really good impression.
The clips show Trump, 76, being questioned by lawyers for Carroll, who claims he sexually assaulted her in a Bergdorf Goodman fitting room. It's the most ridiculous, disgusting story. Okay, go for it.
Does it say her age in that?
When that happened?
No, I mean, like it says Trump's age is 76, right? Or whatever. Doesn't it say his? And does it say hers?
No. It doesn't say much about her.
I think that the way that the phrasing, like what you're talking about, seriously makes him sound like some pathetic old man who has like dementia. And like they put in his age there. It's like some old, like some sort of defense. I don't know. I mean, I think that usually people put in ages like when they're doing journalism, but this is the New York Post, so maybe they just forgot about hers. But I don't know how old she is or if she's his age or what.
Yeah, but, she's only slightly, I think she's in her 60s, right? She's not that much younger than
clutching a photo and saying, "This is my wife." That seriously sounds like
that's my wife. Like,
and he's having flashbacks
in his tiny hands.
Yeah, a single tear falling down his face.
Sir, they came to me with tears in my eyes. And they said, "Sir, that's not your wife.
Not your wife.
This is not your wife." Huh? And he's kind of vacant look as they slowly pull the photo from him. Yeah. But and when they brought up, as soon as they brought up the Access Hollywood tape, he was like talking over her kind of thing. He's like, "It's old news. This is old news. This has all been litigated already." Which it's like, choose your words more wisely, because no, it's being litigated right now, pretty much. Yeah. But it's like, just because people voted you in and you didn't even win the popular vote, so don't talk about cultural litigation.
Democracy.
Yeah. But during everything else, fully litigated. And you know what I said then, and I say it now? Locker room talk. Oh yeah, that's the thing. he reiterates that it was locker room talk, but at the same time he says, yeah, it's been going on for 1 million years. It's like, so is it? What is it? But
well, what is it?
Let's see. Historically, that's true with stars. Yeah, historically, that's true with stars. If you look over the last 1 million years, I guess that's been largely true.
In Hollywood over the past 1 million years has had this problem,
I love this
as
guy.
the inception.
He's so weird. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately. What do you mean, fortunately?
Fortunately.
And then, of course, to nail him down on that remark, it's so easy. She's like, do you consider yourself to be a star? I think you could say that, yeah. He responded. But, during the questioning, he also mistook Carol for his ex-wife, Marla Maples, when he was shown a photograph of himself, his then-wife, Ivana, along with Carol and her then-husband, John Johnson. And something they left out of here, too. It's funny the way that they have this written out, though. That's Marla, yeah, Trump says while holding the photo. That's my wife. Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, interjected, no, that's Carol. It's very blurry, Trump responds. But when they showed that, yeah, something about E. Jean Carroll, I think he was talking about her, but just immediately, yeah, John Johnson, he was like, oh yeah, and John Johnson, yeah, and he was on TV, right, good guy, great guy. I mean, I don't really know him. As far as I could tell, he's a good guy. I liked him on TV or something. It's like, you just have to talk, man. It's like, you're saying just immediately this dude that we don't know who that is. And he's like, oh, yeah, him? Love him. He loves me.
I
Great
know him.
guy.
I know him. He's on TV. I know him, you know.
Let's see. Carol's lawyers said during opening statements that Trump's denials of Carol's claim, including that she wasn't his, quote, type, were contradicted by Trump mixing Carol up with his own ex-wife. Carol has used the photo of her and Trump taken years earlier at a charity event to rebuff his claims he never met her. I think that's her big claim to fame, you know, that she shook my hand at some celebrity event. Throughout the questioning, he launched barbs at both Carol and her lawyer, Roberta Kaplan, calling Carol a whack job and a nut job and saying she was mentally sick. He'd also doubled down on statements he made implying the attack couldn't have happened because she wasn't physically his type. Yeah, and he's like, and you know, he says, and you know this isn't true. You're a political operative also, Trump told Kaplan. You're a disgrace. You're disgusting. Like he said, he's saying this to the lawyers. God. He's like, but she's accusing me and so are you, accusing me of rape, and it never took place. And I will tell you, I made that statement. I said, well, it's politically incorrect. She's not my type. And that's 100% true. She's not my type. But, and then he was getting really weird about an appearance that she had made, E. Jean Carroll had made on Tucker, not on Tucker Carlson, on Anderson Cooper, where, and actually, yeah, I think Vosh played that clip where talking about rape and her incident and also like kind of rape culture in general or something, and how he had said, do you think people think that that's okay? I think was kind of the question. Do people think that's okay? Do people excuse that? She said, I think some people think it's sexy. Kind of implying like, especially, you can take that many different ways, but, Trump just kept bringing that up. He kept saying, she thinks rape is sexy, and now she's accusing me.
Oh, my fucking God.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so she was saying, he's like, she says she loves it. She thinks it's sexy. And the lawyer says, did she say she loved being sexually assaulted by you? Well, she said something to that effect. I mean, you have to take a look at the interview yourself.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah, and then the hoax thing. I could get a whole list of them, and this is a hoax too. This ridiculous situation that we're doing right now. It's a big fat hoax. So not only it's like, that's not what a hoax is. Like, you're there in front of this person. Like, this deposition is not a hoax. Like, this is reality,
it's
bro.
Happening.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So for one thing, her claim to fame is being raped by Donald Trump.
off.
That's why people really want the spotlight so bad they'll do anything. Like, fuck you. You're so incredibly disgusting. What a gross attitude.
Yeah, and he even kept implying, that it was to get her popular and to get her attention because she wrote a book. But that's the thing, is that she wrote that book and it got an excerpt. Like, I remember, first hearing about these particular ones from E. Jean Carroll. I was like, that was a while ago, though. It's like, she came forward with her claims in June 2019 and then filed suit in November 2022. It's like, so, I mean, and it's because I guess there was something in New York quoted something where, they extended a statute so that you could file civil claims. So, of course, it's not like he could go to jail, but, I mean, he owes her $5 million bucks. So.
Rape? Trump was accused of rape by one of his ex-wives. I'm pretty sure where he, she says, well, I wouldn't say it was rape, but it was, not consensual. Like, he ripped out a chunk of her hair. It was, a very violent thing. And it wasn't E. Jean Carroll. It was, I think it was, one of his ex-wives.
It was his ex-wife.
Ivana?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or,
spousal rape.
And talking about, that's exactly what Carol is talking about, about the culture and, even talking about it. And just, it's so incredibly pathetic how so basic and fucking stupid and misinformed, Trump is. These things are not affecting him. Someone is accusing you, wouldn't you feel so bad if someone said that they felt like you took advantage of them? Wouldn't that, crush you? It would be oh my God, what kind of a person am I to think that someone had this interaction with me that I thought was consensual or whatever, and it wasn't? I would feel devastated. That would be, what a gross feeling to have. And he's so, these guys are so callous about it. It's so
there's no
cold
empathy. So
at all
to even start with. So, and it's and it's funny. Well, it's funny. But how there
hilarious.
Can be, this whole case is hilarious.
What a thigh slapper!
I'm going to pay him $5 million. No, but how there can be these legitimately interesting conversations about either whether it be rape culture or consensual non-consent and this and that, and people's feelings on even just that comment, people's feelings on the sexiness of non-consent or the fetishization of it, or the sociological, just the patriarchal power imbalance that leads to rape culture and blah, 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 blah. And out of all
it's been going on for a million years.
And it's there's all these interesting conversations that one could have with that one out of context excerpt from her. But out of all the people in the entire world to hear it and try to discuss it, he is the last person who's going to add anything of value to this conversation.
We're getting dumber as he's speaking. And he was the president.
It's just stick to the hits,
The N-word. People have to flush their toilet 15 times.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Bing bong, ding bong,
These people are sick.
But instead he's just calling it a hoax, sitting at the deposition, just crying and screaming. That's him. I don't know if people do that.
Yeah.
That's from a previous deposition. That's not from a straight to DVD
when he was a slumlord
about bees
in the 90s or 80s.
They told him that he could no longer do the segregated entrances in through the lobby of one of his apartments, and he told the judge.
Thanks a lot, Puritans.
Classic.
So, do you have anything to say before I move on to something else?
You know what?
Either way, I recommend.
I do have.
Don't watch 48 minutes of Trump deposition. A lot of it is, just straight up. If you just take it okay, especially now we know he lost. It can open up the door for other things. So honestly, it's funny because Trump sucks. It's fun to look at how stupid he is. I mean, you have to
make fun of him.
Exactly. But you still don't want to sit through 48 minutes of it. So I recommend anyone. It's like you just go to your favorite streamer, whoever it is. Hassan has a thing out. Vosh, I thought was funny, but that one was really long. There's multiple ones. I'm sure Chapo will probably have something good about it. But what were you going to say?
Oh, I do have some things. I have something I want to get off my chest.
Okay.
I just got some...
Your tits? You're going to be trans? Yeah. Is that what you're saying? By some...
Yeah, that's how I thought I'd bring it up.
Some criminal butcher, like Jordan Peterson would say.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say Matt Walsh.
Oh, man. I'm missing...
Is that what he said? A butcher?
Oh, that's when... Jordan Peterson got kicked off of Twitter before Leon took over, talking about Elliot Page. But yeah, a criminal,
gross,
criminal physician. And then he, in his video on the Daily Wire about it, when he was like, "Up yours, woke moralists," and he compares them to Nazi doctors and stuff. But anyway, you don't have to be coy about this. There's something that
I have something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. I had this funny idea. I had thought, it would be like sort of just a funny short story or whatever. I didn't really have anything in mind. But now I have an idea for it that we can get, other people involved. This is sort of a collective thing we're doing.
Ew.
Well,
communal? Gross.
It doesn't usually work. People don't work together.
Pretty,
that's why.
Seems pretty satanic.
But I'd had this idea of like there's like a terrorist attack, like some big deal, like the White House or something.
Oh, that was your idea?
And it's like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I was like, wow, what a great idea. But then I thought further into it and I thought, what if, this huge, tragedy. I mean, like, it's like, wow, what a statement this is. This is like really meaningful. This person had like an agenda of some kind. They're sifting through the rubble and they find this manifesto. And it's like, wow, this,
get some insight.
What could possibly have been behind it? I wonder what was this person thinking? And they open it and they start to read and they realize it's a manifesto of petty grievances that this person has.
Just these mild annoyances.
First world problems, things that are like, oh my God, so annoying. Like, why? Like, why is it like this? I hate this so much and it doesn't have to be like this. But not anything about racism, not sexism, not the patriarchy, not systemic problems, just fucking annoying things.
Okay.
So I have one. This is one I've thought of for a long time.
Maybe the first one.
When it first started happening, way back in the day, this is before I even had this idea of this, but it has been something that I hate so much, is when I go to a gas station and an ad plays while I'm pumping my fucking gas. It's something that annoys me. I'm like, I'm paying to listen to an ad right now. As soon as they started those, I was like, what is this dystopian nightmare that I'm living in? It blares out at you. I'm like, giving me an ad while I'm paying for gas. I don't want to be like, I'm paying you to listen to this stupid fucking annoying.
Paying you too much.
Like, what is it? Some like random like C-list celebrity telling me about what's going on or some cooking or whatever.
On.
That's exactly who it is. Yeah,
I love Maria.
But,
just because it's nostalgia.
I mean, it feels like just like stupid commercials too, and like annoying. And you cannot turn it down. You cannot turn it off. If you're standing there at the pump doing anything, it's just blaring at you. For what reason? And what? Am I getting some sort of price cut because I have to listen to this ad?
Yeah.
Fuck no. They're just making money off of it while I'm having to pay.
Yeah, it's not like my tablet.
Last summer or whatever. It's like $5.
I was just talking about that
a gallon
before the show, where it's like, well, it seems
exactly
like dystopian American capitalism, where it's like, Amazon shows you ads on your lock screen, but it's like, but I get something out of it. I get a tablet for $30. It's an Android tablet.
Yes, that's why it's like, cheaper.
Okay,
yeah, so
whatever.
why is I not getting a discount on gas? Like, I have to sit through this stupid commercial.
This? Yeah, exactly.
Why is this happening? And I do my best to not listen. It's not ineffective. I mean, it's ineffective, and I hate you. If I hear someone on that ad, it makes me just absolutely hate them. I hate that I'm having to listen to them. I don't have a choice in any of this. It's so annoying. I've always really disliked it. It seems like just a really capitalist, like, ugh, get away from me.
And just on that note, where it's like just gross, it would be one thing if it's like for the gas station that you're at, where it starts playing. It's like, hey, go on inside the Maverick right now, and you get 2 corn dogs for $1.50 or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, sign up for the store card on approved credit or something. But no, it's like, viral
commercials
video of the day for 10 seconds, followed by like a Chevy commercial or something. Like, who's this for?
Stupid.
What's going on here?
Why do we have to fill every single space? Like, and I'm already paying for something.
This is getting too deep, though, right? You don't want to think about.
I know. So actually, I will say
the petty grievance is just that it's something that plays, and you don't get a choice. That's what.
And it's so annoying. It just annoys me where I'm standing there paying for my gas in my car that I own and all this. And I'm like, shut up. Like, it's a beautiful day. And like, what a stupid grievance. So, that's the other one I will say, I'll give you 2 today.
Okay.
The one that really started this when I first thought of the manifesto was the base to my phone charger.
Oh, okay.
It's way too wide. It's so wide, I have to scoot my couch out from the wall to be able to have it plugged in, and it still bends the cord up. And I'm like, why? What year is this? Like, don't we have flat? Like, there are cords that are like flat against the wall. What are we doing, guys? Why is the one that came with these new phones, it's like double wide for the pixels, and like my bed I have to have scooted away from the wall too, and it just like barely.
You're like knocking out a wall. You're like, goddamn phone charger.
Yeah. Yes. See, that's a petty grievance right there.
Yeah.
Just my phone charger's the block's too big.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Where Natalie, your life's so hard.
Where it's an obvious thing where it's like, don't you have like a team of people on this?
Okay.
It's like, or was there one cost-cutting thing? Well, we'll have an episode coming up. I don't know how many of these you have written down.
I have another one. I have another one. The microwave beep.
Yes.
Keeps beeping after I open the door.
I said
that
the same
motherfucking thing.
Some of them,
I'm like, I'm opening it. I know it's done. I just opened it.
The fact that what's even worse is that some microwaves do that, where as soon as it starts beeping, if you open the door, it stops. Like, if it beeps, you open the door, it won't keep beeping.
Me gusta.
But some of them do, where it's like, the manufacturers are aware that it's possible, right? Why? Who prefers for it to continue beeping? Where it's like just one little switch. It's not even like code in these. There's one little thing on the circuit board that's back there, so that when it stops, it like sends a signal to beep, but it doesn't cut it off when the door.
And like, did you guys
opens.
test it out? When you guys opened it, you were like, I love this.
Did you
I love
take it
that
home
it keeps
and
beeping
like
at me.
make a hot pocket? No.
Yeah.
They're like,
fuck you.
They'll like it. They'll fucking like it.
Exactly.
It's like, I'd rather go back to an actual little bell in there that goes ding just once. That'd be nice.
Cute. And then so I can just forget about everything.
Yeah, so then I come back
the
to a cold coffee that's sitting in there like 4 hours
2 days
later. I'm like, ew, gross. And then I try zapping it again, even though I know it's going to be disgusting. I'm like, all right, well, then I'll just add some vanilla syrup and some creamer to it, and I can choke it down. All while I realize that I was opening it to not do that and have that coffee, but make some food that then I leave on the counter. No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's already running long. So we love you, everybody.
Yeah. So that's what I mean.
Love you, RM
Wait,
Brown.
collaborative
Bye.
if you get on onto
Okay.
YouTube, give me a petty grievance like that. Something that's just fucking annoying like that. Like a petty, small thing that, first world problem kind of thing, you know. It's our manifesto of petty grievances that would just drive someone over the edge to bomb the White House eventually.
That would be funny.
I hate the Hulu menu.
It has to be annoying, but it has to be funny if it was in a shooter's manifesto or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, there's nothing funny about that.
Keep it
blah,
light.
blah, blah,
this is a terrorist act, you know.
It's shooter's too real. But
well, yeah, no.
So
this is about
and it's
bomb.
not that it's first world problems. I know what you mean when you're saying that. I mean, they are first world problems, but the problem is that they're things that literally everyone would agree on that can be done differently, can be fixed, little things, and they just don't do it. Companies just don't do it.
Yeah. They're just dumb, annoying things. I mean, they just don't care. They're like, fuck it. They're going to have a big charger.
A big, more systemic example, I think, that always got to me is daylight savings time. And like how no one wants it. We don't have to do it. We make these rules. It doesn't matter. Let's just get rid of it, please. We know it can be done because one state's already done it, and it's been like that for a while.
Two states,
no one likes
Hawaii
daylight
and
savings
Arizona.
time changing and stuff, unless you're one of the people. And do not at me about this. But then when the fall you get that extra hour. Yeah, well, you lose it in the spring. So I got a lot of problems.
You could be like
with
Adam
you people.
Friedland, and if you're a farmer, fuck you.
Kill yourself. Yeah,
that's what it is.
No, and it's not for farming. And supposedly, that's just kind of the that's more. Oh my gosh, what's that word? Anachronistic. That it's not really just about farming
an old
hours.
Wives' tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get going.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Well, are you still recording? Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, I love you.
Okay.
Everybody.
Well, love you guys all.
Bye, Emily.
Zach, Kelsey, Ryan, Baba got the Emily for sure. Yeah, love you all so much, and thanks for listening. Give me your petty grievances. I want to hear annoying things in your life. And
InaneBlatherPod@gmail.com. Everything's in
or
the
get on
links.
YouTube, comment.
Wherever you listen to this, I put the
and-
links everywhere, okay?
Yeah, and we love you, R.M. Brown, our Lord and Savior.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Bye.